Hey all, welcome back. A week ago I made a video about an example of the consequences of not being mindful. Fortunately, it wasn't the kind of consequence that ends up with a trip to the ER. So let's take another look. So you can see we're drilling into a 4-inch or so thick piece, and I pointed out the value of being mindful while working, of the piece, including its material, as well as the function of the tool you're using in terms of its design, intended use, and any considerations in light of that. We noted how the drill bit is designed not just to cut into and through material, but just as importantly, clear the wood dust out of the material it's removing as it does that. Now, when you're drilling through 1x or even 2x, that's not as big a concern because the piece is shallow enough for the bit to lift and clear dust out of the hole. But with anything over, say, 2 inches deep, that's too deep for the bit to throw the dust back out of the hole behind it. So that dust gets squeezed and gummed up by the heat from the friction of the bit spinning inside the hole. And at some point, it clogs up and the bit gets stuck in the hole, like right here. And as I pull the piece off the bit, you can actually see where the dust has melted and stuck up high on the bit. On a shallower piece, that part of the bit would have been outside of the hole and the dust with it. So the point of all that was to remember it's important to back the bit out regularly as you drill deeper and deeper into the piece. Here's an example drilling through about 3 inches of plywood. Now, plywood is a lot more forgiving than solid wood grain because it's thin layers of wood and compacted particles glued together, and it has occasional voids that solid wood doesn't. Regardless, watch how I back the bit out as I drill progressively deeper. And in the end, I'll be able to lift the bit cleanly out of the piece as should be. So this was just one small example of staying focused on what you're about to do, what you're doing, and anything you can learn from what you've just done. Because keeping your mind on things always matters. Thanks for watching. See you next time.